Welcome to another bearded bowl of dudes. I mean, come on. What does he say?
I think it's something cheesy.
Welcome. Yeah, I mean,
cheesy bowl.
Welcome to another cheesy bearded bowl of dudes. It smells like Parmesan cheese and ass.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Not
it's kind of
bad,
like
but
Lawrence.
Disneyland.
Yeah, he's at Disneyland right now.
How old is he?
He's 30.
Well, don't get me wrong. I'd love to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, but I mean,
but I probably wouldn't just disappear to Disneyland on a Monday.
Well, he didn't Again, he didn't disappear. He gave me notice.
In 1 month, I'm going to disappear to Disneyland.
We have Geoff Ramsey from Achievement Hunter here as our guest.
Hey-o.
Thank you for joining us, Jeff. We appreciate
no problem.
it.
Thanks for having me.
Today, we are going to be talking about so many interesting things. For example, hold on, let me
This new phone that you're holding in your hand.
let me call it up. No, did anybody watch the PewDiePie on the Colbert Show?
Yeah, I saw it.
I only watched like the 2.5 minute clip online.
Yeah, where they briefly talk about the fact that he's a gamer, and then they talk about Swedish curse words, but they at least addressed what a Let's Play is. That was cool.
They did, yeah.
And I guess Adam, you said that they referred to the words "Let's Play" sort of as like a phrase, or
Colbert did, didn't he? He said he's like it's called Let's Plays
Yeah.
or something like that, and I was like, cool. He said,
was that weird for you?
Nah, I didn't invent the word.
Okay,
I just stole it.
I was wondering, where did that originally come from?
I actually looked into it when I grabbed it. I thought if I'm gonna have this, because I had to petition YouTube to get it.
Okay.
Did it like in 2010 or something, maybe earlier.
Yeah.
Like 2 years before we actually made the channel. So I looked it up, and the nearest I can find is the term "Let's Play" originated on the Something Awful forums.
Oh.
As like people would do like these text, or not text, but at least like screenshot-based video game stories.
Yeah.
And I think it came from there.
Okay. All right. And then you just grabbed the YouTube channel.
And I
basically.
fucking took it. Doink.
Well, that's what you should have done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So PewDiePie did a really good job. The more, I think we were talking about this last time we were with you guys, the more that we see him.
I hate to say it, the guy's kind of killing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say the more we see him talk in public, the more we really like him.
He was there to celebrate getting 10 billion views on YouTube. First person to ever have 10
billion,
views.
and he has, I think, 40 million subscribers at this point.
Something like that, yeah.
So he is
And a new book.
easily the most subscribed.
Kids love to read.
Yeah,
Especially those who play video games.
You know what though? I fucking couldn't agree more. But apparently these books are like killing it.
Well,
all the YouTube girls that do like fashion guides have books. That guy KSI, that wacky British dude who screams over soccer. He's got a book that's like #1.
Well, Snooki wrote a book, and do you really think that her target audience, like the people who are big fans of Snooki,
That's
are
true.
book readers?
Also,
I
she
guess
did.
So.
Look, if you can't read, you can't write. So she didn't write the book.
No. But
She-
Why
she
none
spoke-
of these people
yeah.
wrote their books?
Do you actually think that PewDiePie sat down and took money away from his YouTube channel to take time to write a book?
No.
It's a crime
Authors
drama,
are like
right?
George R.R. Martin, who's like, yeah, it'll be done in 6 years.
Yeah.
Like,
PewDiePie is not George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the other thing too. Is like no one's actually writing these books. I would assume.
they are advising on books that are being
Yeah.
typed by someone else.
Well,
I know someone in Austin who is a ghostwriter. She didn't start out that way, but she ended up picking up a gig. I'm not going to say who she ghostwrote for, but kind of a famous internet celebrity.
Yeah.
And after that, she just gets like every 6 weeks she ghostwrites a new book.
Really?
That's like it's become a huge market, and they cannot find ghostwriters to write these books for these assholes on the internet fast.
how much does she charge? Because I'm thinking about getting into the book
I have
industry.
no clue.
I think one of these things that we kind of forget about is that books are universal. So, whether or not you think there's a target demographic for books, everybody knows what it is, and they're also readily accessible. So, if you've got 40 million subscribers on YouTube, there's a chance you're going to find at least 1 million people that want to buy a book.
Not just that too, but it probly really appeals to the parents of kids who play games. Your mom's
yeah.
at the airport, just like, Danny likes PewDiePie. I'll buy him a book and maybe he'll learn how to read.
What is the name of PewDiePie's book? Is it PewDiePie, or is it
No,
something
it's
like
like-
silly
I'll look it up.
It's something,
Blonde Ambition?
It's like
That's a good one.
this was something love related, I think.
PewDiePie. Oh yeah. It's like
Oh,
something.
PewDiePie loves you or something.
something
like that?
clever.
They're like made with love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro for bro.
PewDiePie
Box for box.
book. It's
Don't
called
rate me, bro.
"This Book Loves You"
This book loves
There
you.
you
by
go.
PewDiePie.
Yeah. It's like that caters to his audience. It's like a little insecure 13-year-olds like, yes, book loves me.
I do think that's how. Not discounting their tremendous comedic capabilities, guys like PewDiePie, but I do kind of think like that's where they're really doing well and they're kind of killing it with the audience. is that they're doing the Shane Dawson thing where they're just like,
Well, those guys have a magazine, right?
do they have a magazine?
Or, no, or not Dawson. Sorry, what's it called?
Smosh?
Smosh. They have
Smosh
like
has a magazine.
They have like a monthly magazine or something, but it.
Yeah.
It really, they really are nailing it with the like, we really love you audience, and we're just as awkward as you, and
Yeah.
you know, let's be awkward. And,
Yeah.
Let's
together.
all be awkward together.
Yeah.
I mean, again,
touch me.
It's one of those things where like I feel like, for some reason, all these people on like television and I guess movies and stuff, they don't understand how popular and how much money there is in all of these things, and it's taken years and years and
Well,
years.
there was the Jimmy Kimmel thing where he
Right,
was
yeah.
shaking his cane at everyone, and it was like, okay, well, you've dated yourself.
Yeah, the general consensus seemed to be that Colbert was the like exact opposite of that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
He
like
did it respectfully.
he's always I think he's always sort of seemed understanding to almost everything and everyone.
Yeah.
Even on his parody show, but it was a sort of a far cry from what Kimmel did. Although wasn't somebody on Kimmel right afterwards and they talked about it and sort of like cleared the air a little bit?
Yeah, it was Markiplier.
That's
and
right.
Somebody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, but
Also, I mean, no offense, but that's kind of what you expect if you're going and watching a guy like Kimmel, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's just gonna be an asshole. He's a funny asshole. Like,
Yeah.
It's a late night show. Do you
Yeah.
guys watch late night television regularly? Like,
No.
Rape night television.
Yeah, late night television. Like, do you
a
watch
weird
that
cable.
regularly? Or are you like, oh, it's 11:30, better tune in?
No.
It's like, no. If it seeps onto the internet, I'll watch a
Yeah.
clip of it or whatever. But these shows aren't really designed for the YouTube watching audience.
It's a relic of the past. It's a dead genre.
Yeah, absolutely is.
Honestly, it really is.
Well, Kimmel did it the best because he kept getting views out of it because he kept talking about it and pissing everyone off, and then he got Markiplier out of it, and then so everyone's like, there, he gets it. So it was like, I don't know, teaching old man to drive sort of thing. So it was like this sort of cute little story that like worked for him. I don't think Jimmy Kimmel really hates
No.
video games or anything like that. He was just, you're right, he's playing a
Well,
character.
he likes to poke
basically.
the internet. I don't know if you guys remember the video of like
Yeah.
the chick that was doing like twerking and then
Yeah,
like lit
pranks.
something on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was credit to me, by the way. I called that was fake before Kimmel came out and said it was fake. But he likes to poke the internet and try and figure out how to make people angry there because it gets shitloads of views and it draws a lot of traffic to not only his YouTube channel but his television show.
It's his brand of comedy too. I mean, it's a dude who grew up like obsessed with and loving Howard Stern. That's what
Yeah.
you're gonna get.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
The point, the thing is, it's just when audiences clash, and we've got the Markiplier fans who love Markiplier because he cares so much about the audience, like we're talking about with the PewDiePie thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not used to being made fun of, which is why they don't watch Achievement Hunter videos.
yeah, exactly. No, it's true. And obviously,
Funhaus videos.
Yeah, our Funhaus videos, definitely.
We like to mock.
I think one of the big things is that what is the difference between someone like PewDiePie and someone like Vin Diesel or Dwayne The Rock Johnson? I don't think there's that.
Mass?
I don't think there is.
They're like they're charisma balls, and they just
Yep.
happen to exist in different planes, kind of. But like, there are actors who are actors. There are the Kevin Spaceys, the Daniel Day-Lewis's. They're the like Shakespearean dudes. But then for the most part, like celebrities are just
They're
celebrities.
they're personalities.
They're just little
Personalities.
charisma balls
Yeah.
that just kind of pop up and aren't unattractive.
Right.
So like, there's no real criteria for someone being like, oh yeah, I totally accept The Rock as being this A-list famous guy, but PewDiePie isn't, because they're basically the exact same thing.
Well, we're just discovering, like we said before, sort of these old men are finding out about this stuff, and they think it's new.
Yeah.
They think that this is something like, wait a minute, we just heard about this. No, it's been around for years and years and years.
Yeah, it's just big enough now that they're hearing about it because their kids are watching it.
We got about 10 more years of this shit before there's no difference between the two.
Absolutely.
In public perception.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
As that breed ages out, and the kids that are growing up now, it's fucking weird to have been working in this industry for as long as we have. Like, we've been going 13 and a half years. Gus and I were at an event one time, and a dude walked up and said, "Hey, Gus," didn't say anything to me. He didn't like me at all, I guess. Said, "Hey, Gus, I'm a big fan, man, and I just wanted to buy you a beer." And Gus is like, "Oh, wow, thanks, I appreciate that." And he's like, "Yeah, I just turned 21. I'm happy to buy you a beer." And Gus is like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "Yeah, I've been watching you since I was in like the 5th grade." And Gus and I were like, "All right, we're gonna go kill ourselves."
Yeah. You have a gun?
Well, and that's
Jesus Christ.
It's I guess it's funny to hear your perspective about that because you've been in this longer than I think most anybody, and consistently doing it, and you sort of know the ins and outs, whereas everybody is again still finding out about it, and I think even to us who've only been in the industry, like he's been in the industry for 9 years.
Don't touch me.
I've been in the industry for I'm maybe like 3 or 4 in terms of YouTube.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm old. Like I feel like it's old hat. And a lot of other people do not. They still think this is something brand new.
It is weird to be doing this for over a decade and still waiting for the world to fucking catch up.
Yeah. No,
I thought PewDiePie.
But it's happening fast.
it is. Yeah.
Well,
It really is now.
I thought PewDiePie did a good job of explaining what it is, because Colbert called it out correctly. He was like, "That's weird. People are watching gameplay." And he goes, "No, you're sitting on the couch with your buddy. That's all it is. We're just emulating that." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, good. You hit the nail on the head. That's all it is.
Well,
It's like you're just watching a friend play a game."
except that I think that's part of the problem, though. I would say that's part of the problem is that that's how it's always pitched. It's like it's just you and your buddies playing games. It can be genuine entertainment. Like we were talking about this the other day, where you were selling your accomplishments short in terms of what you've done creatively, and we were telling you like, no, you've actually done really good things. You've made really cool stuff.
I think I've heard more than I've helped, James.
But it's just video games with people talking over it. Yeah, I understand that, but some of it is genuinely entertaining and like genuinely good. So
I don't know. I've found entertainment just watching my friends play GTA. Like
Always.
It is there. I mean, we kind of dealt with the same thing with machinima, where you make it look so easy that anybody can do it.
Yep.
And then people come to you frustrated and they're like, "I've been trying this thing for 30 hours and I can't get it." And it's like, yeah, well, that's why there aren't 2 red versus blues.
Right, exactly. That's why
It's the same thing.
we're
It's
good
like-
at it and you're not.
Well,
I'm really honestly, that's what it boils down to, and it's one of those things where like YouTube seems attainable to I think a lot of people.
Sure.
And I keep telling because I always have kids or fans or whoever come up to me and ask, how do I start a YouTube channel? How do I start making videos with my friends? And I'm always like, you got to start right fucking now.
Yep.
Because you should have started 2 years ago.
Yep.
And I feel like when we started Funhaus and like when I joined him for Inside Gaming, I was way behind already.
Okay.
And it was one of those things where like if somebody is right now trying to, I think the quality of the content is going up. And if it's just you hanging out on a couch with your friends, yeah, you'll find an audience, but it's going to get smaller and smaller because the quality of the content is actually getting better
and
on
there's
YouTube.
so much white noise now.
Yeah, no, I know.
I mean,
It's
there's
all
so much competition.
It's all garbage, and I think that was also another factor of like when we were at Machinima, we saw how the views on the youtube.com/machinima sort of peaked at a certain time in like 2011-ish, and then started going down. And a lot of people were like, like, oh, it's because the content is bad, it's because of blah blah, and like they didn't really honestly change much. It's just the audience and YouTube is getting larger.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's more people on YouTube, but there's also shit tons more content to view.
I did something yesterday that I did like in the first time in a long time. I was watching a video. It was like a Halo recap, something like that, like some story thing someone linked out. And they're like, check this out, it's really good. And the guy sounded like he was recording like in a bathroom. And I closed the video. I'm like, fuck this, the quality's not good enough. And I was like, YouTube's always like shit quality. And like I had realized that I had actually set a bar where I'm like, I need a specific type of quality now of like audio and video.
Absolutely.
To watch a video. So it's like I've actually I don't know, like it's a weird thing. Like I have standards on YouTube now, whereas before I was just happy to watch a monkey, touch its own asshole.
Well, you're not alone. I mean, I think there are a lot of people now that have those. I mean, like we get comments on some of our videos if like the audio's a little off or like there's some sort of sync issue or whatever. They're like, "What the fuck, you fucking amateurs?" And I'm always like, all right, well, we can't get it perfect every time. We put out 2-3 videos a day, but at the same time, I get it. Like they want the quality higher because that's what they watch all the time. So
that's why we shoot on a webcam, so you don't expect anything better than this.
Yeah, no, it's true.
We just now got these damn things, these pop filters. So
oh man, it's
the
so
other
great.
ones were falling off every single time we tried to use them.
Well, these were $17 a piece, guys. That's a lot of money.
Oh, slow down.
That's a lot of money.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, Adam.
That's embarrassing.
It blew
As
it.
I sit there and
Now
watch.
everyone's gonna watch the replay of you just giving a little tap. Watch this, and then your shame. Oh, I'm sorry.
You stop. Oh man.
It's
Wow.
waxing poetic about monkeys' assholes. Sorry.
I know it's okay. It's
Is that a Honda ad? Sorry, I thought I saw a Honda logo.
I'm not in Rocket League.
I do think that that PewDiePie being on Colbert, looking forward, is going to be kind of a defining moment in this industry, where I think that you'll see a lot more acceptance now because of how respected he is. I mean, nobody really, no offense to Kimmel, nobody really like respects Kimmel in that space to that degree. You know, Colbert, it's a giant platform he's on, and to lend credibility to this kind of stuff at that time.
Well, it always blows me. I like that you said lend credibility because it's funny that people weren't giving it credibility before.
It's true.
Because he's got 10 billion views.
10 billion views.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's more than the population of the world.
Well, there was that article. There was that article that what's his name? Joel sent us about Tyler Oakley.
What's his name?
Sorry, I meant
You meant the what's his name in the other spot.
Yeah. I knew Joel. I was talking about Tyler Oakley though, but
Yeah.
it was the one. It was satirically written, but it was like, who the fuck is Tyler Oakley? And like
Well, that wasn't. I don't think that wasn't satire, right?
it was totally satire.
Oh, it was satire.
Yeah, because the whole thing is like, who the fuck is Tyler Oakley? Like, this fucking kid does this thing. He's like, but he also does charity, so shit, I have to like him. Like, it's all
okay,
this
I see.
stuff. But
All
then the very last line was basically, get used to it. Like, this is what it is. I was like, that's nice. It's like, you can't ignore something, and once it gets to a certain size, like, it's like China. Like, I don't know, man. It's like, it's so big that you're like, well, you got to pay. Well, look, for years we ignored China.
We did?
Sorry.
I'm not sure that's true.
Yeah, we always ignored China, and now we have to take them
One
seriously.
of the largest empires.
No,
in the
just
history
until
of the
recently,
world.
like last 3 months.
Well, we did just sign that Pan-Pacific
Oh, yeah.
agreement with them.
Free trade,
Free
baby.
trade now. Yeah.
Like,
You want to send something to basically any sort of Asian country? Now
Yeah.
you can.
Now you
for
won't get
free.
tariffed out the asshole.
I've bought clothes from China via Amazon a couple times.
How dare you?
Well, because like there'll be like a, I don't know, it's like a
You're
t-shirt.
supposed to buy American
Let's say
made, Adam.
Via Calvin Klein, via everything.
Well,
You're
it-
supposed to be
clothes
wearing
from
American
China.
apparel, except they just filed for bankruptcy.
Is that, well, that dude's touching all his
Yeah,
interns.
they have a restraining order against him.
Yes, they
they
do.
ousted him and put a restraining order against him. The company he founded.
It's pretty fucking awesome.
It's a funny
pretty
thing,
fucking funny.
and maybe it's just like kind of an LA thing, but like I've known people who've applied there, and then other people saying like, "Ooh, you know, careful, the CEO's like quite the toucher."
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this just like this?
Why is
like,
it accepted?
This is just casually like a thing. Like,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna get molested if you work at this place, but you know, you get 50% off a T-shirt.
It's like
Those
doing
shirts
a-
are $40.
It's like
No,
doing a
that's not
photo
bad.
shoot with Terry Richardson. It's
What's
like
crazy is former employees are now protesting to bring him back as CEO.
Finally.
some of them are because
Pick
they're not
one.
happy with the American Apparel's move to be more family friendly and
Well,
inclusive.
They're also not getting touched anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Maybe
know,
that's
if
part
someone
of it.
took away hand jobs from you that you just
I would
got on
want-
a
I
daily
want hand
basis,
jobs.
bring the hand jobs.
I don't think the
back.
guy's giving hand jobs. I think he's.
I want free coffee, red vines, hand jobs. These are the perks of working at American Apparel.
Well, then also all the ads, like if you go to an American Apparel store, it's like it's just all blank T-shirts and like very normal looking clothes. That's way overpriced.
and heroin addicts working the register.
Well, yeah, and then all the billboards are like heroin addicts, black and white, and a girl who's just like, "Please let me out of this basement."
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah, but
so
she's super
hungry.
hot though. She's super
American.
hot. Yeah, she's
super hot.
I mean, like she's pretty hot. Typically.
I want to buy
She's
her a
tired
sandwich.
hot.
She's tired.
She's tired hot.
But that's okay.
No, yeah. She's definitely hot.
Women
And
are
if-
allowed to be tired.
If she slept for a full night, got a solid 8 hours, she'd
Yeah.
probably be really hot. But she
wanna get
never
her-
does.
You want to get her a sandwich, an STD test, and when that comes back, then you bang her.
Yeah, we have a nice date at the methadone clinic.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Oh man. All right.
I don't know how we got on that, but
I should probably read an ad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, perfect timing.
I
Nice
was-
segue.
All right, so I'll try and channel Lawrence. Your season-long fantasy football team may be going strong, but you don't have to wait until week 16 to get paid. Put your fantasy skills to the test every week this season at DraftKings.com, America's favorite one-week fantasy football site. Am I channeling Lawrence?
That was
good.
No,
That's more
Lawrence
Bruce.
would have gotten distracted already.
Oh, okay.
So you're doing a better job.
Doing a great job.
With 1 week fantasy, there are no season-long commitments. So you got an injured player, no problem. It's like a new season every week, so you're never stuck with the same players. And get this, DraftKings is crowning a new millionaire every week this season. Holy shit, that's crazy. That means you could turn your love of football into the payday of a lifetime. Just pick your players, pile out the points, and pick up your cash. That's it. Believe me, you've never experienced football like this before. This isn't fantasy as usual. This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
Wow, that was pretty good, Bruce.
Hey, thanks.
You deserve a clap for that. But I am
yeah.
holding a controller.
There's some
so-
alliteration.
We'll just
I-
mention
I'm-
in the Monday morning meeting. Maybe you caught there.
Hurry to DraftKings.com now. Use promo code SOUP, S-O-U-P, and play for free with your first deposit in this Sunday's $1 million fantasy football contest, where first place takes home $100,000. Enter SOUP, S-O-U-P, for free entry right now only at DraftKings.com. That's DraftKings.com. If you enter that promo code SOUP, it should waive the sign-up fee, which Lawrence thinks is about $3. So that's
Is that a noted there?
yeah, it
Lawrence
is.
is like, I ain't sure.
We should have Skyped him in, and it would have been like, "Woo, Space Mountain!"
So promo code SOUP, DraftKings.com. All right. Is there any more you guys want to talk about for PewDiePie or how all these YouTubers are now famous, including us, that we're really famous?
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be nice if
Where do
could
we
get any
fall?
of these perks.
Where do
too.
we fall?
Where do we fall on the totem pole of YouTube fame?
So I've described myself because just the other day I was out to dinner with a friend and somebody walked up to me and was like, "Hey, you're Bruce," and I was like, "Hey, He's like, I watched your dodgeball video. And I was like, oh, cool, thanks.
You're like, I ordered the burger.
And I walked away, and the guy was like, man, that's weird that like you got recognized. And I was like, it absolutely is. It never happens. And I was like, so we're basically like an H-list celebrity.
Yeah, we are.
H-list
There's
is
a new
good.
list for
Okay.
us.
Like we're all the way. I mean, like almost
F-list.
all the way.
We could be F-list.
I don't know about that one. That's pretty high. F-list is pretty high. Like, cause I'm thinking F-list are like the Kathy Griffins and like the, you know, like.
Well, she's the D list.
Yeah,
right?
she's a D-list.
I know that she had the
gets
show,
work.
but now she's gone lower because nobody knows about her.
Yeah.
So she's got it. I mean, like her show got canceled. So at this point,
And then she got fired from the fashion show.
that's right, and she got fired. So she's like F-list. We're
below Kathy
We're way
Griffin.
below
So,
Kathy
but
Griffin.
is it a lower list if you were on a higher list, but you've since done things to worsen your career? Should that penalize you and put you on a lower list? Because we've done pretty well in our career, except our career is shitty.
Well, it's not
interesting
shitty. It's
question.
constant.
I mean, yeah.
You can definitely go down the list, right? I mean,
Yeah, but I feel like you should be high. Like, I feel like there should be a penalty for being on the list higher up, having fallen from grace, and now you should be lower than someone
So
like us who's done pretty well within the industry that limits us to being only on a certain
Well,
list.
define
so
well.
what you're saying is we should all be higher than, like, say, a Pauly Shore, who squandered his gifts.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I think.
I 100% disagree.
Okay.
I think Pauly Shore has been around for what, 20 years?
More
at this
than that.
point? More than that.
25, 30?
And people, I would say, if you went up to anybody randomly and asked who Pauly Shore was, they could probably tell you who Pauly Shore
doesn't
was.
pay his
I
bills,
know,
though.
but that's my point.
He does not pay the bills.
It does not pay the
That's
bills.
my point, though.
Oh,
is
okay, all
He
right.
had that.
I see.
He had that, but he squandered.
So now it's about whether or not we're working currently and how much money we're making.
If we are succeeding at what it is we're attempting to do, no matter this substance of that thing. And I feel like we are being successful somewhat, right? Like in this landscape.
Just,
I mean, I don't
ceiling
care.
Is much lower. than
Yes,
the
yes.
ceiling.
Yeah,
It's
but we're up
safe.
against it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
We will never show up in a magazine. That's what I'm always kind of excited about. It's like, you wouldn't guess who's holding hands with who. It's like, we will never be on the cover of
Oh, no,
that.
no,
Yeah.
that's like
absolutely.
one day I was
Thank
reading TMZ, and goddamn Harley Moggen, whatever his name is.
Oh, Epic
Steve.
Mealtime.
Epic Mealtime,
I can't
yeah.
say his fucking last
Morenstein
name.
or
Is it
Mor-
Morenstein,
Moreland?
right?
Mornstein.
Morenstein? I was
There was like TMZ always has this like celebrities about town.
Yeah.
And they had like Harley Mortenstein about town in
Wow.
LA. And I was like, fucking really?
I mean, like he's a kind of a celebrity. Epic
He's
Mealtime's-
getting there.
Yeah, they got like
Yeah.
10 million subscribers.
So
like,
maybe he was in a fucking Madden commercial, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the trick, man. You got to get in commercials.
Well, so-
Like,
you just
"Hey,
got to start
Franco, your
showing up
kitchen's on
places.
fire."
I think what James was describing, which I was very happy with. Are we allowed to talk about the Tony Hawk video? I don't know. Like,
oh, sure,
was it-
yeah. I'm going to put it on the subreddit, yeah.
Yeah, but like one of the things that went up was the Rock Band thing we did, and like some of the comments I saw were like, "Man, Funhaus is like really good at selling out," and like as like a compliment.
As a compliment.
That was a compliment.
No,
Yeah,
we
and I
appreciate
was
it.
like-
As opposed to Achievement Hunter, who apparently is terrible.
You guys are awful at selling out. I can tell when you're faking it. So I mean, like at the end of the day, like we don't have jobs unless we sell out. Like that's
Well, that's how we pay the bills.
yeah. Like we found a way. We found a way of like making an assembly line for selling out. That's sort of like what YouTube is right now. So it's not like we're making more money every time we read a DraftKings ad. It's like, no, we get to keep our jobs.
Yeah.
And same with the Rock Band thing. It's like, but at the end of the day, it's like, well, we get to have fun and make stuff like that. And then Tony Hawk was kind of a similar thing, where we basically had two like professional sellout videos go up, but people were like, these are entertaining. Thanks for making good content. And we're like, oh, good. That to me is a success. Where like we found that balance of like doing sellout videos, but making them fun to watch.
Well, you should also clarify the Tony Hawk thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, full
Yeah, go ahead.
disclosure, we didn't get paid for Tony Hawk.
No, we did not.
We made it to, like we were making it as a sponsored video. Tony Hawk they were talking to us and said, hey, we want you guys to make a video and we'll pay you to make this gameplay video. And we're like, sure. So we made it. We really liked the video and they ended up not paying us. So we put the video up anyways. I mean, like we
And
thought the video was funny
when we say
regardless.
not paying us, we mean not paying
Rooster
us
Teeth.
and not paying Rooster Teeth.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
You know,
not paying company.
We had a similar thing where we did, we had that series of videos that everybody had to do for Gameloft.
Yeah, yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, everybody got to do for Gameloft. And the first video Michael and I made, the second, because we look at the list of games and they're like, hey, play any of these games. And there was a My Little Pony one. And Michael's a fucking, his username is My Little Pony. And
that's
we
right,
thought,
it
like,
is.
holy shit, that's a perfect fit. So we made a hilarious, if I do say so myself, My Little Pony video. And then they ultimately didn't approve it because it wasn't family friendly enough. And we were like, well, fuck it, we'll put it up anyway because it's good content.
Right.
But people hated our other Game Loft videos so much. I don't know that we want to put it up,
Aw.
even though it's technically not sponsored and we didn't get paid to make it.
Well,
Maybe make it a sponsor only.
Did you put it up?
video.
You haven't put it
No,
up?
we haven't put it up.
Oh,
It's a
man.
great video though.
Well, so we did.
People
the
reacted so negatively to.
I would like to see that video.
It's very
Yeah.
fun.
We did the same thing with Gameloft. Actually, we made it. Cause Dungeon Hunter 5 was one of the games we had to play, and we put that up.
Yeah.
But then Siegefall is another game, and I mean, like Lawrence worked on that video and did a really good job on that video, and we're not going to be able to air it. So it was kind of one of those things that,
Oh,
like,
yeah, that whole thing.
and actually, I was grateful to Tony Hawk and I believe it's Activision that they were like allowed us to put the video up. I appreciated that at least because, like you said, we liked the video, and you know, like
Well, plus, like you did the work, you want to get something out of it.
exactly.
Yeah. Well, we thought it was a funny video, so we're like, yeah, put that thing
Yeah,
up.
I mean, if it's a funny video, we
I
want
don't know.
to put it up. So that's easy.
So, yeah, we're
it's always
sellouts.
weird to me too, because like the other, like for instance, those other 2 Game Loft videos we made, Michael and I made, we actually did enjoy making them. We had fun.
Yeah.
Told a lot of funny jokes, and
course.
like it doesn't have to be a good video game for it to be a good time playing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I know. And
It's
that-
like,
well,
well,
that's
that's the whole point of demo disc, right?
You know, I was going to say that's the whole point of Funhaus in general is that we
Yeah.
play really shitty games, but we enjoy playing them because we get to have fun.
A lot
Yeah.
of it seems like that's also something that limits our ceiling, is that a lot of advertisers and people that want to spend money on this type of content, advertising through it and stuff, don't get that you can still make money on your game. You can still advertise your game if it's not the golden shit. You know, like if it's not glistening and beautiful and perfect, and that's how it's portrayed, you can still make money on it. Like no one
Yeah.
ever said like, oh man, Five Nights at Freddy's looks like the perfect game. It's like, you know, you can play glitchy games and make it look fucked up and weird and kind of just show it for what it really is, and people might still be into it if it looks like you can have fun. You know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a lot of companies really genuinely don't understand that.
I'm actually curious what the ratio is of us making fun of the game versus making fun of ourselves. Because I usually think we make fun of ourselves more.
I mean, most of the time we're making fun of ourselves, and we're like sort of making
Or-
jokes about a narrative we made up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus like us, you know, just calling a game shitty. I don't think it's very rare that we do that.
Yeah.
I don't think we're just like this is garbage. Like,
Yeah.
and if we're
It's usually a
saying,
game that came out like 20 years ago. And
Right.
we're just like, why am I forced to play this now?
Yeah.
Well, but then we're still playing it.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's still the joke is still on us because
true.
it's still our choice to
Dude.
pick it up. So we can make fun of Shenmue, but we don't have to play Shenmue. Yet we are here playing Shenmue
I was
and
gonna
complaining
say,
about it. Why don't we just walk away?
What games do people often tweet you? Like if there's a Steam sale or something like that.
well, like
Oh,
Chaser,
Chaser.
Yeah,
or
The-
Uber
like,
Soldier,
like the
or-
shittiest games ever made,
Yeah.
and they're like $2. Like, look what's on sale. It's like you are doing your marketing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because we played a shitty game, oh my god, it's like this is all you can think about. I don't know.
No, yeah, you're right.
You're
so-
more of a sellout than we are.
Yeah,
Also, bottom line, we're not famous. I want to clarify.
Yeah,
that.
oh, yeah, that's
we,
the topic
we are
of it.
absolutely not. Like nobody thinks that. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I
if-
mean, you 3 are.
Oh, we are absolutely not famous.
Okay.
You're famous. Jeff is famous. Jeff
Yeah.
Ramsey's famous.
I am not famous.
No, it's one of those things where like people ask me that all the time. They're like, "Do you think you're famous?" I'm like, "Fucking no. What are you crazy?"
No.
I'm like, just because we make videos on the internet doesn't mean we're famous. Like
I said a burger.
I would say, I would say PewDiePie is famous, but that he's the #1 most subscribed YouTube
Yeah.
channel in
Yeah.
the world. so.
People constantly ask me to stop telling them how famous I am.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
It's
Yeah.
a real
Really?
problem.
I mean, I've had to say that. a
Yeah,
couple
Jeff and I
times.
have the same issue.
I
I
want to make sure everybody knows.
I think you have to tell them that you're famous.
Yeah, how else are they going to know?
Well, he usually shouts it at lunch to somebody.
that-
Do you know who I am? No, seriously, do you?
I've
Please
forgotten.
validate.
Well, anyway, so the next discussion point that Lawrence put in is Lawrence back yet? No? Oh.
so let's check on Lawrence on the Splash Mountain cam.
The Splash Mountain.
I'm having the best Monday ever.
Oh, darn
There's no one
clouds.
here because most people go to work on Monday.
So-
but I'm at Disneyland, so all the lines are short.
30-year-old.
Yeah.
So, but I'm pretty sure Lawrence is going to hear this and get upset.
He won't listen.
Also, apparently there is a $50 price drop coming for the PlayStation 4 in just a few weeks.
Oh wow.
And I sort of got me thinking, is this the final death knell for Xbox One?
Oh,
Because
I don't
right,
know. Oh, keep going.
I was gonna say right now the Xbox One is what $350, and the PS4 is $400. And according to VG charts, Xbox One has sold 14 million units, PS4 has sold 25 million units.
Okay.
And I think Microsoft has been losing money on the Xbox One since they started selling it. So since they lowered the price to $400 and got rid of the Kinect, I'm pretty sure they're losing money on every system they sell.
Yeah, so
Well, I think Sony
here's-
loses money on every system too, though.
I don't know that actually.
Here's the thing, and I cannot verify. This is purely speculative.
Yeah.
Have absolutely no idea. But it feels to me like Microsoft is doing a better job of creating what we always say is going to be the future of gaming, which is a platform
Yeah.
that you can then just do whatever. So like, Xbox is doing better at integrating with obviously like Windows.
Sure.
So that way you can play Xbox games on your PC.
Yeah.
So that way you're just buying a game all in one place and then you have it everywhere. Whereas like, Sony's probably selling more PlayStations, but the only time I can ever play a PlayStation game is
On your PlayStation.
on my
Yeah.
PlayStation, on my TV.
Also, if you buy into the idea of the single box multimedia experience thing, and that's something you want, the Xbox is years ahead of Sony on that.
Oh, no, absolutely. I mean,
And I don't know that enough people are buying into that.
well, we've been saying that for years, just on like our news show. Like technologically speaking, Microsoft and Xbox really did a good job of trying to push the whole thing forward, whereas PlayStation just made a box that everybody wanted. So it's kind of like they're like, it's the simple thing that plays games and it looks good.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, the PlayStation has a lot more going for it. I think just aesthetically, like it's smaller, it's cheaper, and
well, it's not cheaper, but
what? That's when it first came out. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yes,
That's
absolutely.
I bought them already, so I'm not constantly looking at the price. Like, I wonder how much it is now. Like, no, I have it. Why would I look at the price of anything? But I do know. What?
You're so rich.
Yeah.
What? No, I'm not rich. I'm just like, do you buy a product and constantly check the price?
It's an entertainment
rich.
center.
Being famous is hard. You have no
People are
idea.
knocking on his window. Is that you, Adam Kovic?
Well,
Go away,
A lot of
paparazzi.
With PewDiePie.
a lot of
yeah.
people, a lot of people are. They waited like a year to buy the systems. Nobody like there weren't a lot of like obviously
Yeah.
there are early adopters, and we are some of them. But the normal people.
I bought
typically
both
wait.
consoles like the day they came out. I was just like, just send me both.
They said we'll just put it on your tab, Mr. Kovic. No
It's
question.
a credit card. You got to pay for this shit.
The thing that kills me about the PlayStation and why I could never use it as my primary gaming system, and maybe I'm not a typical gamer because I game from multiple platforms at all times.
So do we.
But like, I go to work and I turn on Destiny, and I have my character and everything is there. Or maybe not Destiny is a good example. Far Cry. And then I go home and I turn on and my save is there and I don't have to do anything. And it's perfect and it's seamless.
Right.
Whereas with Sony, you have to upload your save file into the cloud and then you only have.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It's
You
kind
only
of a
have
process.
I didn't know
a
that.
gig of space or something, and it's only enough to have like 10 save games
Yeah.
in there, and then it's really hard to manage. So, and it doesn't tell you that it didn't upload it if you're over that file limit. You just go to your friend's house and find out it's not there. It's like I don't know.
So I guess my question is.
But I guess most people don't. Most people aren't rich and famous like us and have 5 or 6 Xbox.
Yep.
So my question is that like we know that Microsoft technologically is doing better. However, Sony is obviously destroying them in sales.
Absolutely.
And so does Microsoft consider that a loss? I think they do. I think Microsoft considers it a loss because, like, I'm sure they're like, yeah, we made a really good system. We might end up catching up to them in the next 3 or 4 years. But for right now, they're getting their ass kicked.
I think they may look at it more from a market standpoint. Like Sony obviously is destroying them in Asia, and that's where a good percentage of those 24 million are. And I don't know that Microsoft gives a shit about Asia anymore. I think they've given up.
I think they have
wholeheartedly
to,
on
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And so their 14 million are disproportionately high in North America.
That's true.
Which is I think what they care about, as opposed to landing big in Asia and Europe.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they controlled 70% of the U.S., that's not really a loss, right?
And let's be honest, who gives a shit about any country that's not American?
Yeah.
We'll see that.
Look, China just became relevant 3 months ago.
We're all-
so
What if you factor gold into it? 'Cause they make
Oh,
their-
Xbox
they
Gold.
make their money back from gold.
That's what I'm saying. It's
That's
about
true.
getting people to subscribe to your platform.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that they're doing that better, but there is no Sony platform that I can even see existing.
Well, I mean, I've been paying for Xbox Live for I don't know how many fucking years since it came out. I think I'm gonna stop using PlayStation Plus because all it is right now is free games because I don't play anything online because everyone plays Destiny on Xbox now. Like that's all it really comes down to is like what are my friends on? Because no one here plays anything on PlayStation online.
I don't think that the PlayStation is an online platform for online gaming in general.
Like more single player stuff.
I think it's more single player stuff. Like even like I remember I did a test one time when Uncharted 2 came out and that had really good multiplayer. And so Gus and I went and we played just to see. We played Uncharted 2 and there were 40,000 people online playing it. And then we went over and we played Halo Reach, I guess it was. Maybe it was 3, but I think it was Reach.
I think Reach came out, yeah.
And there were like, I want to say like 1.4 million people playing.
Wow.
You know, and it's like, it was like comparing 2 flagship games, and I'm sure Uncharted sold a dickload of fucking copies and made a bundle of money, but there just isn't that community of people playing it online.
Yeah, well,
and that's kind of how I feel about most PlayStation games.
Microsoft kind of instilled that really early on with the first Xbox, and so they had that player base, and it was always, I don't know, for me at least, it was always like, Sony was never really an online console, especially
Yeah.
with the PS2. Like that was a pain in the ass just to get Twisted Metal Black online to work, whatever. You have to like buy an adapter and all this shit.
Yeah.
It was weird. And like Xbox like works right out of the box. So like I've always known Xbox as an online platform, and Sony, yeah, like what you're saying, like a single player thing. Even with the PS4, it is really easy to get online, and you do have to. It's very Xbox Live now, like the way it works. I still don't really see it as like this is where I'm going to play games online.
Well,
It's-
so my question, I guess, then is in terms of like what Spool just said, which is like revenue. I'd love to see the revenue from both departments in terms of like the Xbox department and the PlayStation department, because
Just ask for that. I'm sure they'll give it to
oh
them.
yeah, that's a good. I'll just email.
They're like,
Shuhei.
no one's asked before. This is weird.
But
It's
I
like, wait, these guys are famous. Of course we'll tell them.
because Xbox Live is a really good example of how they're making their money every month back, in addition to the units they've sold.
Right.
So I would like to see revenue, and if Sony is still over them in terms of revenue, also there's the public perception to worry about. So like, if you're seen as Microsoft, getting beat over and over and over. Is that bad? Is that something that
You
they
can use it to your advantage because now you're the underdog.
You're the underdog, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that Microsoft is ever going to be the underdog, though.
No, because
Right.
they have trillions of
neither of
dollars
these
and it doesn't
companies
matter.
are underdogs
Yeah,
by
yeah.
any means, but it's one of those things that a lot
Don't
of people
cry for them. It's okay.
And you should never do that. But it's one of those things
Yeah.
that people keep pitting them against each other.
Sure.
And I always wonder kind of what people think month to month, typically.
Well, I remember when the Zune came out, and maybe this isn't the greatest example because the Zune is gone, but they launched the Zune and everybody was like, you're never going to compete with the iPhone or with the whatever it was called, iPod.
Yeah.
And it's a losing battle. And they were like, there's a lot of money in second place,
Yeah. No, there is.
There really is.
Yeah, there absolutely is. I mean, and Microsoft has always been first place in OSs.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And apparently Windows 10 is awesome. I haven't really used it, but
I think you use Windows 10, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I haven't had any issues with it. I mean, it's basically it's Windows again,
Yeah.
but I don't have any issues with things fucking up, and it's pretty much more organized. Also, I play Xbox One games on my PC.
Oh, that's right, you
Sometimes
stream
I'll
it
play
through or whatever.
Destiny on my PC,
Yeah.
which is really cool.
I couldn't deal with the lag. It just wasn't good enough, especially since
You might want to plug in. Were you plugged into your router?
it was all plugged in.
'Cause
I didn't see a point when all I had to do is change the switch on my HDMI
how
port.
fast is your internet?
Really fast.
Yeah,
What's
mine-
really fast?
Mine's
Like 300 down or whatever it was.
mine's only like 100 down, but I
Look,
didn't have any
Fine,
lag.
dude. Have fun in the future. Fuck off.
No,
Shit.
every time I bring it up, you go.
I'm
"Well,
okay putting an HDMI cable in a fucking monitor. It's great. Everything's great.
Every time
Shit.
Adam goes, yeah, I liked it. It's just it was really laggy, and I'm like, all right, I didn't get any lag. Like,
I don't
played through
know.
Vault of Glass.
You sound like
on-
every fucking
on-
idiot who used on live and was like, I don't notice the lag. I'm like, you're insane. You're an insane
Well, no,
person.
There was noticeable.
There was very noticeable,
Lag on
and
live.
there were always hundreds of people being like, yeah, it's fine. I played Assassin's Creed fine. Like, it was a little laggy. It's like, you don't know how to play video games. Go away.
Did you hear that? You
Yeah,
don't know-
I apparently don't know how to play video games.
Enjoy your life. Well, you're like, I don't like playing Crucible. I always get killed. It's like, because you probably got a little bit of lag.
Wow.
Fuck off. Jesus Christ.
Fuck off.
He's normally the one who gets all pissy and
I know.
shit.
It's true. You're right.
And so it's interesting to see Adam take the other side and be a little bitch.
What? You keep talking. Hey, fix your lag. Fix
All right,
your
now's
lag,
a good time to read another ad from Loot Crate.
Jesus.
All right, so would you? It's not normally like this. I don't know.
Watch the
Jeez. Okay.
Funhouse team dissolve.
Would you?
What happens when Lawrence is in here?
Yeah, that's true. Would you classify yourself as a geek, gamer, or pop culture nerd?
Adam would.
Then Loot Crate is a subscription box for you. Loot Crate is a subscription box service with $40 plus worth of geek, gamer, and pop culture gear, collectibles, apparel, comics, etc. delivered to your mailbox every month. Make sure to head to lootcrate.com/dudesoup and enter code DUDESOUP to save $3 on any new subscription. Every month there's a different theme, which are all inspired by classic movie and video game releases, as well as pulling from pop culture franchises. Previous crates have included items from franchises like Star Wars, Marvel, The Walking Dead, The Legends of Zelda, and many more. This month's theme is time, and quite appropriately, we're celebrating the 30th anniversary of Back to the Future. In the month and year, Marty McFly travels to in Back to the Future Part 2. The timeless appeal of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, timeless appeal, and the timey-wimey charm of Doctor Who. Basically, Loot Crate is like a friend who knows what you love and surprises you with an awesome present every month. Did we mention they ship to over 13 different countries, too? You have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific, I believe October 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific, to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over. So go to lootcrate.com/dudesoup and enter code DUDESOUP, that's DUDESOUP, to save $3 on your new subscription today. There you go.
What do you think the chances are that Alex Winters is a copywriter at fucking Loot Crate? And it's like every opportunity he has to try to sandwich some relevance into anything he takes.
You know, I think the chances
The
are pretty.
timeless appeal.
I think the chances are pretty high.
They're supposed to make another one, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that
got excited.
do you think that there's still going to be those things that get posted on Facebook that are like, oh, today's the Back to the Future day, where
Yes.
they just
Yeah.
redo it
Every-
after the date?
Every fucking year it happens.
And
not-
it's the stupidest. It's literally for the dumbest people in the whole world.
Yeah, I know.
Because it has the date, and then this date that doesn't match.
I know.
Like, it's 30 years back, 30 years forward, you idiots.
I was more annoyed by National Coffee Day. I'm like, are you just not drinking coffee for most of the year? Like, what? This is a substance that like Starbucks has made $1 trillion over.
Well, this is just like Love. We always joke about Love Day on The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It's when they, when they came up with Love Day, and they're just trying to figure out ways to sell more things to us.
I guess.
I mean,
I don't know. I thought people were having a hard time with money, and I went to the mall yesterday, and I was like, people are buying a lot of shit right now. I saw a guy buying crystals. I don't know what those do.
I went to the mall the other day as well. For the first time.
As
in, like,
rich and
100
famous
years.
people
As rich
do.
and famous as we do. when
I'm
we
surprised you weren't
spend
mobbed.
our myriad of wealth. And I decided to have like a sack of money I take with me. I just drop the balloons everywhere. But no, it was my daughter wanted to get her ears pierced, and it's the only place in the world you can get a kid their ear pierced is at the mall.
DIY, man.
That's what I said, but she didn't want to do it. But so we went into this is gonna go pretty lame pretty fast. But so we were in Baby Gap.
Okay.
But only because my wife's brother just had a baby.
Oh, okay.
And so she wanted to buy, my wife likes to buy clothes for babies. And we're in there, and like we go to pay, and they're like, thanks for coming in today. Everything is 45% off today.
That's great.
And I was like, wow, that's awesome. And I thought, things must not be going well for the Gap. Then they said, if you want to sign up for a credit card, everything will be 55% off on this and your next purchase.
That's true.
55% off.
And so while you're filling out that paperwork to get that Gap credit card, then what happened?
I didn't. I opted not to get
come
the Gap
on.
credit card.
Gap needed your help.
I'm so rich, I don't need the extra 10% off.
Right. Like, I will pay the
upcharge?
upcharge, yeah, please.
But all I could help it feel was like, man, shit's got to be going wrong at the mall.
Did you-
They're getting like fucking Gap's
Well,
got to sell shit for 45%.
I went to
off.
4 different shoe stores all next to each other looking for like one pair of shoes that I wanted. I thought that was weird.
Well,
I went-
retail is disappearing.
That is the thing too. The mall is all shoe stores and
Yeah.
like baseball cap stores.
Yeah.
Like
So-
lids.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
yeah, I went by lids too.
my fun retail experience.
Here we go.
So I really like Sanooks. They started as sandals, but now they sell like actual shoes. They're
okay.
they have these really soft sandals, but now they sell actual shoes, and they're actually pretty comfortable. And I'm lazy, so I don't like tying laces. But I bought another pair recently from a physical store, and then I tried them on. I was like, not crazy about them. They're not as comfortable as I want my soft shoes to be. And so then I went to go take it back because they said I had 30 days, and the store was closed. It was a Sunday, and I'm like, ugh, great. Like, what store's closed on a Sunday?
Yeah, that's true.
So then I go back the next week on a Saturday. The store is gone.
Oh no!
That store, not necessarily out of
You got
business, but
scammed.
they closed that branch
The
of
branch
it.
of the store,
And now
yeah.
I'd have to drive to Anaheim if I want to return these shoes.
Or was the store ever there to begin with?
Exactly.
True. It was a dream, like a Miyazaki film.
Yeah, that was
Just like a janitor out front pushing a broom going, there hadn't been a store here in 25 years.
No, yeah, retail is disappearing. I mean, like when you go to the mall, you sort of see, like it's weird because it's not like something you buy. It's just things you look at.
Yeah.
Well, that's
So-
the thing. Not only is it disappearing, but what a fucking hassle the process was to go somewhere physical and do this.
Yeah.
I could have just gotten it. I know what my size is. I could have just gotten it online.
Yeah.
And then if I didn't like it, I would have just mailed it back.
I buy every pair of clothes I have online.
Normally I do, but for some reason, I don't know why.
I've had too many bad instances where like I know my shoe size and I know my shirt size. I don't think certain online companies know what those mean. Because like I used to buy shirts from Threadless all the time. I stopped shopping for them because they didn't know the difference between a large and a large. So I'd buy like a pack of large shirts, and one fit pretty good, like my normal size, and then one was a dress. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
The key is to wear a uniform. I only wear Vans. I only wear Vans pants. And then it's like it's always gonna fit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe there's some lag from the time you ordered it.
And then
salty about
I guess
that.
we should. Well, Adam and I saw The Martian.
I saw the Martian.
James saw The Martian. You didn't see it.
I didn't see it, but I would love to have it spoiled.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
It's
is he
not-
die or live?
There's
You
I mean,
can't
like,
spoil it.
there's no
Is
real.
he a Martian?
There's no real spoiler.
Technically, yeah.
Are there
Turns out he was
aliens?
on Mars
No
all
aliens.
along.
I don't really. So like, I feel like we shouldn't spoil it for the audience.
No. We don't have to spoil it.
Not the audience. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Right into the
Got it,
microphone.
thanks.
Yeah. No, but the movie's really, really good, and Adam and I were talking about it like later on when we came in this morning, and to me it was just fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was just fun to watch. Like,
Wasn't that like a self-published novel too?
Yeah.
Was it?
The
I
dude
didn't,
released
I
it
didn't
so-
know.
Like
that.
the
free.
dude released it for free.
The
Wow.
Couldn't get it published.
The
or
dude was
whatever.
like an engineer. He's a big sci-fi nerd, and he was like, "I'm just gonna put this on my website." And then people started asking for a Kindle version. So he's like, "Well, if I put it on Kindle, I got to sell it for at least $1." And then like publishers started noticing it. They're like, "Dude, sell this thing for like $15." And he's like, "Oh, okay." And then it became a movie.
Holy shit! I didn't know
It was
that.
Yeah.
initially free, and then it was like 99 cents to just put it on Kindle, and then eventually publishers got it.
And the funny thing is, the dude looks like Matt Damon's brother. It's
Oh.
kind of weird. It was like, I don't know. He kind of looks like what you would imagine the character look like just a white dude from Connecticut.
Recently, I've been noticing characteristics about myself personally.
Being
That
rich.
most of the time, I consider myself a realist, but most of the time, I'm optimistic.
Okay.
I have unflappable optimism. Now, you guys, I'm sure will see cracks in that occasionally, but for the most part, I really try and do that because I feel like typically things happen for a reason, and then typically things work out. That's what this
Are
movie.
you dying?
I mean, that's what the movie felt like to me. Was that this guy who lives on Mars alone for what is it, a year, 2 years?
Not by choice,
Yeah,
mind
yeah.
you.
No, but not by choice. But again, it's written in the sense that he's enjoying himself, even though he's like there are so many things going wrong.
Like you kind of get that impression from the trailer. He's like, I get to garden now.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
the first person to grow corn
They-
on the moon.
and
Or
like-
Mars.
and
He's the most optimistic person in the universe, basically.
And I'm so used to seeing I like this movie because I'm so used to seeing stories from Hollywood, like television movies, whatever. That it's as soon as something goes wrong with the main character, they fucking go start selling drugs and killing people and all this other stuff. And I really liked that this was just a guy that was like, you know what, I'm gonna figure it out.
I heard.
Yeah.
Actually heard that's the plot of Gravity too.
Oh, really? They start
Yeah,
selling
well,
drugs.
She lands in Africa and then she becomes like a
Oh,
drug
no.
lord.
She gets AIDS.
She sells it to those Eskimos.
You
Well,
don't
she
just get
starts
AIDS
fucking
when
Africans.
you don't. They don't hand it to you at the airport, Bruce.
Well, I
She
mean,
becomes an
basically.
American Apparel model. It's a whole fucking thing.
No, that's why I like The Martian because it was just a guy being like, this is
Like a cheery.
if I want to live, this is how I have to live.
Yeah.
It's in the avenue of the gravities and the sunshines. Except those movies are heavy, man.
They're
Like
sad.
you gotta
Sunshine
have a
is heavy.
drink ready. You gotta be like just ready to not weep, but just like, ugh, I'm so exhausted.
Yeah, they're really
Yeah.
sad.
This is the kind of movie where I'd probably watch again.
Yeah,
And I'd be
yeah.
like, hey, like let's pop on The Martian about that guy who gets stranded all alone on a planet.
I mean,
But
Like,
you know, it is true. There are movies that actually like physically wear you out.
Yeah.
Like Gravity,
Oh,
you're like, I need to take a nap now.
Yeah, because you didn't breathe for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie's rough.
This has moments of levity, but it also has moments of tension.
Yeah.
So like you have those moments where you're like, this is really exciting. I hope everything's going to turn out okay. I'm kind of like tense. But then the rest of it is like, but don't sweat it.
Yeah.
Like
no, I know.
I think the worst thing that happens to anyone is Sean Bean loses his job.
No. I mean, Matt Damon gets that thing through his.
Oh no, but I mean he recovers.
No. I know. What
I'm
you're
just
saying.
saying in terms
Yeah.
of consequences.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Like
Yeah.
a man was stranded on Mars for 4 years or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and then a crew leaves him behind, comes back for him, and the worst thing is the guy has to resign.
So here's the funny
I
thing
was like,
about that.
good. Hey, that's a good outcome.
Here's the funny thing about that. Part of the reason this is not a plot point at all, but Sean Bean's character has to resign at a certain point, and part of it is due to a strategy called the Elrond
Oh yeah.
maneuver,
Yeah.
or whatever, which is
that
a
was the name
reference
of the
to Lord of the Rings.
That was the name of the meeting they have.
Yeah,
In the movie.
Council of
So,
Elrond, yeah.
But
so
yeah.
it's a reference to Lord of the Rings, and Sean Bean is there, and then out of everyone, he's the one who has to sacrifice himself for it. And I was like, again!
Yeah, I know. He always
I
dies.
mean,
or
his
loses
career
job.
dies. He doesn't die.
Yeah, I know, but he still had to fall on the sword for the sake of
and so the thing happened in the theater that only happens to me apparently because Bruce and everyone else has the greatest time in the theater.
I thought it was funny. What? He'll tell you. He'll tell you the story.
We're sitting there in the movie, pretty quiet most of the time, but I always have the bad moment where someone's talking or there's a child climbing on a father or just
Adam
like
hates the theater.
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So that part happens, the Lord of the Rings part, and the guy in front of us goes, Sean Bean from Lord of the Rings.
Nice.
And I want to stand up and go, no fucking shit! The movie came out 15 years ago! Fuck you!
He was so angry about it. Like it was so.
I stared at the back of the dude's head for the next 10 minutes.
Oh man, I gotta say we are very spoiled in Austin with Alamo Drafthouse.
Look, I have no problem with theaters. Like when
Yeah.
I go to a theater, if that happens,
This
I think it's
only
funny and
happens to
move
him.
on.
I think I
well,
would
this
be-
only happens to him.
Just shut
too.
the fuck up and watch the movie. We all paid $15. Be quiet.
You know what? I think I would be Adam level annoyed as well.
Really?
Which
Yeah.
theater did you go to?
the
The one over here, like the
Not
one
the
in-
ArcLight?
Not the
other
ArcLight.
the other Beverly Hills.
yeah, it's like.
But
the-
no, it wasn't.
I knew it made him mad too, so it made it even funnier for me because I was like, I don't give a shit. I think it's funny when idiots
also,
are idiots.
Yeah.
You know, like
I just think it's funny that it only happens to Adam.
I mean, absolutely
cursed.
does. Like when we went
fucking
to
cursed.
see Avengers, there was this kid in front of us
a
that
bored child.
could not stop moving. Like for like
Spool saw it,
35, 40 minutes, this kid would not stop moving.
but we were in a group of like 15 people, and Bruce was on the other side of it. So he's like, I didn't have a problem. I'm like,
It didn't bo- well,
I got
also-
the fucking kid right here.
Here's okay. You go
It's
ahead.
like Gavin tells this story about how he was seeing Superman in England, and people in England just don't say shit. They're just like, just
proper.
get politely
They're polite,
annoyed.
yeah.
And there was this kid running up and down, kid and his buddy running up and down the thing the entire time, going, "Yeah, I'm Superman," and being like real giant assholes. And Gavin had enough of it, so he reached his foot out and tripped the kid. Apparently, the kid broke his leg.
Oh,
They had to
no.
carry him out of the theater.
Holy shit!
Wow.
So on that note, you should start doing something.
Yeah.
You should start changing it. Next time that happens,
But
go
I
up,
can't
sit down
wait.
next to him, and go, "Oh, you thought that was funny?"
So-
I
The rest
can't
of us
wait
are
to
trying to
read
watch
the
the movie.
fucking article on Reddit about the dude that got beat to death in a movie theater.
But for the example that happened here, it was super crowded. The guy was a row this way, and it was already over. He just said the thing, and it annoyed the shit out of me. They were quiet for most of the other part, but like when people whip their cell phones out and shit, like that's when I get annoyed.
So one thing with Adam is that like next to me on my left, so Adam was to my right, and on my left there was a guy that had literally bought every piece of food in the movie theater.
Oh man, everything.
And I knew it was annoying him. So what I did, because this kind of stuff bothers me, but I guess the thing that bothers me the most is when somebody's trying to open something and they're crinkling their
And they're doing it
You
quietly.
gotta do that before the movie starts, bro.
No. This was like throughout the entire movie he was doing it.
I know. I'm just
My
saying.
fucking mom.
And so finally, like what I'll usually do if they're right next to me, I'll just do this. We'll be watching the movie and I'll do this.
Yeah.
And I'll just stare straight at him. And if eventually he looks at me once he stopped crinkling, I'll look at him and just sort of like, and then turn away. If that doesn't work, the second time I'll then go, can you please stop?
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you please be quiet? Most of the time that works. Usually people are like, oh, I'm sorry. Like they sort of realize that they were being rude.
Yeah.
And
So that annoys you, but a guy going, "It's the Lord of the Rings guy."
no, it cracked me up.
That was
because
just
I knew he
more of I'm
mad.
like,
I knew
I'm
he
like,
was mad.
yeah, we know.
Also, it was a moment. The crinkling was like, I don't know,
Sure,
30,
it
30
can-
seconds
yeah.
to a minute. So
It's
that
like it's amazing how long
Eternity.
somebody in a movie theater can manage to unwrap a piece of hard candy.
Well, it's like a can of Coke should just be right. It's like, yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
You snuck it in. You're very smart. Good for you. But there's people go,
Because he doesn't want to make any noise.
and then he goes, and then he goes. It's like, stop it!
By the way, this comes from the guy that was watching movies in 20-minute increments on the subway.
well, so
Did it
that's
quietly.
I'm just letting you
So?
know.
it's a hobo.
I
It's
keep
next
it.
to him.
No,
Subway pissing
It's a
out-
quiet.
in a lot of ways, I'm a fucking hero because I'm using headphones. I'm not bothering people.
Well, no.
I'm a hero.
You're
You
not,
are a hero.
You're not.
I'm an American treasure.
You're not bothering anybody, Adam. It's what's happening around you that's ridiculous.
Everyone should have headphones.
That's your.
Do you ever think that the amount of stress that you're giving yourself because a guy said, "Oh, Sean Bean
Bean,
from
yeah.
Lord of the Rings"?
No. Do it like the dumb stoner voice that he
He
had.
was all, oh, it's Sean Bean from Lord of the Rings, like that. It just like.
God!
It was
Go
great.
watch Big Bang Theory, you piece of
I
shit.
know the veins are popping out.
that's
The
just
problem,
rude.
the reason you're pissed off is because you sit there and you feel like you can't take action, but you should take.
You
action.
should take action.
You
It
should
was
tap him
over,
on
though. It was
no,
done.
You tap him on the shoulder and you stare at him, like Bruce would.
Yeah,
and you don't have to say anything. You don't have to interrupt the film at all. Just break
Well,
his.
no, the problem.
Break his
No,
movie.
I'm not helping there because then I'm just interrupting the movie for other people.
No,
I don't want to be that
Tapped on the
asshole.
shoulder and said, "Hey,
He was too far.
Hey,
he was too far.
He died in Game of Thrones. Get current."
Yeah.
It's an old reference.
He also died in Black Death, but no one's talking about that movie. It's a great film.
Well, either way,
Goldeneye too.
Goldeneye, yeah, it died the shit out of
Oh, he
it.
dies and everything. That's the joke. We get it. Yeah.
no,
God damn it.
That kind of stuff doesn't bother me because it's like literally a 3-second thing, and also it turns into a story. So you can tell the story later, and it didn't affect the movie.
Sure.
It becomes footage.
It didn't affect the movie.
No,
Also-
but the thing is, Adam he hates the theater. He has
does.
a
But I
long
love
reputation
movies.
of hating the theater.
Right.
So that one thing means he goes in his head he goes fuck this, but what he's thinking is good. I hate the theater,
I'm
and I'm
validated.
right for hating
Yeah.
the theater
Validated.
because this happened.
Yeah.
I don't know,
You
man.
guys are getting psychological.
No, I mean, I don't pat myself on the back for having bad luck. I don't know. It's like if I kept getting into car wrecks, I wouldn't be like, yeah, that's right. Only happens to me.
Well,
Like,
no, I think it's more about your outlook.
You might.
No, it's the
And
pro-
a lot of
this
people
is what I was
do.
just talking about with unflappable optimism.
You need to be more of a Matt Damon.
I think it's more about your outlook.
Yeah.
I think because I mean like the same shit
I didn't
happens to
learn
me
anything.
in the theater. But honestly, when I walk out of a movie, I'm not thinking to myself, I remember that idiot that said Sean Bean. I'm thinking to myself, I just watched 2 hours of a. pretty fun
I honestly
movie.
forgot it until you
Oh,
reminded
okay, all
me.
right, good. So you didn't stress out about it.
You brought a lot of negative thoughts
I'm
back.
sorry, I apologize.
I
That's all
love
right.
that this is our Martian review.
No, the movie's fantastic.
Movie's
I
great. Go
know,
see
but
it.
it's funny to think that our Martian review is.
Well, then-
and then this guy said something. That
And then there was
pissed Adam
another
off.
group of idiots to the right of us, and they were clapping for the weirdest actors. Like, do you remember that, Bruce?
Wait, no, I don't.
So they
Donald
did
Glover
the-
showed up, and they were like,
No, I mean like Donald
Community!
Glover. No, that makes sense. It was like the fat engineer, the dude, the huge gut. You remember him? I'm just gonna say the Asian dude.
"Oh, okay, yeah."
Like he showed up and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, what? Is he in something? I don't like. He looked like the most no-name actor in the movie, and they were like clapping for him when he came on screen. Maybe it was his kids.
Probably
I don't
his
know.
Cousin or something.
Maybe.
No,
Fuck,
well,
man.
Listen,
I don't even remember that. I don't know what you're
clapping
talking
in a
about.
movie is one of my pet peeves
They did clap at the
because
end.
I want to be like,
They're not here.
awesome. Those ones and zeros that are being projected into a visual format in front of you are really grateful that you enjoyed their work.
I know.
Yeah.
They're clapping because they're excited. Again, it's all about your outlook.
You know who
No, I don't
claps?
care.
It's all about
You
your
know who
outlook.
claps for nothing?
Who?
The mentally deranged. People on short buses.
Jeff, you care to say
Listen.
something?
I think it might be. I think there are times when it's appropriate to clap.
So Jeff has clapped in a movie.
Anytime there's nudity.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, have you never like seen a girl like take her top off and you're like,
All right. Woo!
Sure.
Yeah.
it was worth it.
It was worth it.
Have you actually clapped at the end of a movie, Jeff?
At the end of a movie? No, but I have clapped for nudity.
I
That's
think
fine.
I clapped.
People
in-
clap at
I
the end of
stood
movies
up-
all the time now. It's annoying.
I stood up and clapped during the Sharon Stone one.
Which one?
Basic
Fatal
Instinct.
Fatal
Attraction.
Instinct. Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Instinct. Whatever.
No,
They're all the same.
Basic
Basic
Instinct.
Basic Instinct. Yeah.
Say yeah.
You stood up and clapped.
I was
really?
like,
when
I
she
was 17.
when she showed her
I was gonna
reaver.
say, yeah.
Fucking what?
So,
I got to see that. It's like I did not know this was gonna happen.
so I read a lot
This
of
was not a part of my day until now.
I read a lot of IMDb trivia, and one of the ones that was for Mallrats 2, not Mallrats 2, I'm sorry, the other one, Clerks 2.
Yeah.
If you're reading the IMDb trivia, they're like, at Cannes or whatever, the film festival, it received a 10-minute standing ovation.
Why?
Clerks 2.
Was
never
Kevin
saw it.
Smith the only one in the audience?
I think so. It's weird stuff like that where like people, I don't know, it's a weird thing like at film festivals where people will
Okay.
like clap for a movie for 10 minutes. Like your hands get tired after 20 seconds.
Okay,
I don't know
you
what
know
you're
what?
doing.
Here's the thing.
When I saw the full Monty, the entire movie theater got up, stood up, and clapped at the end, and I was like, it was a good movie, but
Dudes showing their junk.
Film festival, I get it.
That makes
'Cause
sense.
maybe the director or the
Right.
writer are there.
people
maybe
are there
they're
that
present
make-
because they're
Are
showing
Are they
off their
dying
film.
of a disease?
No, but you're celebrating their work. When it's never going to be heard by anyone that had anything to do with anything, I don't know what you're clapping for.
I don't know.
Unless there's nudity.
so according to Adam, to enjoy a movie theater, you have to basically be like one of the kids in the Pink Floyd movie, The Wall. You just
Sure.
like walk in, sit down, look straight ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
And never say a word.
Mind your own
Fire
fucking
up.
business.
Never enjoy the movie.
No eye contact.
Theaters are flawed. All right. The fact that
Oh my god.
it makes no sense that
Here
you
we
pay a
go.
premium to have to pay to sit in a room with people who humans are awful.
You're paying a premium to again.
I know.
Sit in a movie theater with sound and picture that you
Sure.
cannot get anywhere else.
Yeah.
I
That's
know,
what
and
you're
that's
paying
what
for.
bugs me. I'm like, I wish I could pay the premium to watch it alone in my home so I could watch it quietly.
This is like deja.
quiet.
This is deja vu because we talked about this in the last week's podcast. Where
I'll bring it
What
up
was
every
the- what
week
was the
until
movie
theaters
last
go
week?
away.
no, so basically,
Just go to the Alamo Draft House. If somebody talks, they get kicked
They're
out.
going to open one here soon.
You guys,
Yeah.
you'll love it.
I actually
That'd be
probably
good to go.
I will
And they have
probably do
assigned
it.
seating, which is awesome.
We had assigned seating too, which was nice. But also, my favorite is when people just don't even give a shit. I went and saw Ex Machina, and it was like basically an empty theater.
Okay.
And it was assigned seating. We get there, and there's people sitting in our seats. And then I go, what do we do? And the couple next to us, no, it was a fucking domino effect. Someone was in our seats because someone sat in their seats. So we're like, these are our seats. Sorry, those people are in our seats. Like, okay, well, we're sitting here. Like, okay, sorry. And then they get up and they're like, you talk. I don't know what to do. And they have to like get somebody. I'm just like, God damn it.
Well, you just ask
Humans
them.
are the
It's their
worst.
problem. It's easy. You go.
What is your worst movie theater experience?
Every time I go, Jeff.
Every
So
time.
it's
time.
just this level of annoyance?
Yeah,
Something happens every time.
I think I s- I
it
think
was.
I s- oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Office Space. There was a guy it was either Office Space or Spawn. Both 2 different times as a kid. There was one guy
movie was
laughing at
bad.
everything.
Nothing would have
I
helped
was
it.
gonna say, you could just go see it.
No, but it was an
Nothing's
audience
bad.
member. There's always that one. There was one guy. This is both separate movies, but there was one guy sitting there laughing at everything. It's like John Leguizamo is not that funny.
That was John Leguizamo in the theater.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, what
Jeff.
was yours?
Oh, when I was in high school, I saw Firewalk with Me at the Dollar Theater. I was the only person there, and about halfway through, a guy sat down like 4 seats next to me and just started jacking off.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
4 seats next to you?
Yeah, I had to get up and move.
See, now
Probably
that-
as
He didn't
David
follow
Lynch
me.
intended.
That's
Yeah.
a bad experience.
We were talking about David Lynch last week. That's what we were talking
Oh.
about.
Yes.
We were talking about his ideas for how you should watch a movie and how it conflicts with Adam's ideas for how you should watch a movie.
Sure.
They're direct opposites. But I think David Lynch probably would want someone jerking off in his theater because that creates the ambience
Sure.
and the
Well,
unease
and
that
it's
he
good
would
to know
want.
that your film is appreciated.
Yeah.
Guess what? We made it to the end without
Nice.
Lawrence.
No,
Yeah.
I want to talk more about.
I know you
jacking off
do.
in theaters.
Can we check in on Lawrence?
There are theaters you can go to, Jeff. That
You guys should have just had him periscoping. You could hold it up to the thing.
Oh, yeah, it should
idea.
be periscoping.
Oh man, you get so much shit for that.
So thank you very much for watching / listening to Dude Soup. We appreciate it, and hopefully I didn't screw it up too much, Lawrence. Next week you'll be back. So.
I hope I get a Martian quote on the box
Yeah.
when it comes out on DVD.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I know. Sean Bean's in Lord of the Rings. Fuck off. All right, thanks for watching, guys.
I can't live in a world with like 80 Grand Theft Auto 5s coming out a year. I mean, I can. They just won't all make money because I don't think consumers have time to play them all.
Yeah.
Well, that actually makes
that's-
games better in general. That's what competition is.
I mean, that's everything.
Yeah, I know.
There isn't enough room for my laundromat on the street with all these other laundromats. Also, this other guy has a bunch of extra money that I don't have, so his laundry machines are better. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're correct, sir. And that sucks.
So you have
laundromat.
to figure out how to do laundry a different way or more efficient.